Namaskaram. We're here in Shirdi, at the town made famous by a man they call Shirdi Baba. He's in our Guru Parampara, our Guru lineage. And my teacher, my friend, my master, Sri Kaleshwar, is also what Yogananda would describe as a yogi Christ. Used his channels to research on Baba's life. Baba is his guru and appeared to him when he was a child in 1983, 84, like that. Baba took Samadhi in 1918, so this is a long time after he left his body. Swami told, I'm sharing whatever he told. This is not my information. What he saw was that Baba was born to a couple who lived in the forest. The father was a boatman and very simple, devotional man and wife. And the mother especially, she's always praying to Lord Shiva. Their main family god is Lord Shiva. And she's always begging and begging and begging and praying to Shiva every day, many times a day. Please, I want you to be born as my child. You can find, they ask that a lot. In the Vedas and the Shrutis, they mention. So, one day there's a terrible storm, huge rain and lightning and thunder and wind, and the father was doing his duty as the ferryman, taking people across the river. And the mother is in the house and she's very worried because there's so much rain and storm. She doesn't know if her husband is okay. She's kind of in that agitated state. And then there's a knock on the door and she's so relieved. She thinks her husband is back. And she opens the door and there standing in front of her is Lord Shiva. She's completely shocked, but so happy. Then he comes inside. Finally, he asks her, what do you want? And she asks him the thing that she always prays for, many times a day to him. She said, please come as my child. Then he blessed her, then he disappeared on the spot. She's so happy. She's so excited. She can't wait for her husband to get back. Finally, he comes back. He walks in and she tells him everything. This happened, this happened, this happened. She has the proof that he was there, some fruit that he gave her. I think it was a coconut or a fruit to put in her cloth. The father, instead of being elated that they received this blessing, he's super hurt. It's very painful. He also is a big Shiva devotee. Hey, I didn't get to see him. You and I are man and wife. The way Swami told it was, two eyes, one eye never cries by itself. Two eyes have to cry. Like, why? We're one. How come he's only coming to you? So he's really pained about that. Anyhow, as foretold, she got pregnant some months later. Then finally the baby came. Once the baby is born, not long after that, for some reason the father all of a sudden, he got fed up. He doesn't want to do normal worldly life anymore. He said, I'm going to find Shiva. I have to win that same experience you had. So he just walks out. See, she doesn't know what to do. She has basically not a newborn, but very, very, very young child. I guess that's a newborn. And she's the wife. She has to follow the husband. If she doesn't follow the husband, in India it's hard to understand that. If we don't, in the West we might not understand that, but she follows him. She puts the baby down, they go in the forest, to live in the forest. Swami said no more about them. He said their chapter ended in the forest. What that meant, I don't know. But whether they found Shiva or not, that was always my question, but I never asked it. I never thought to ask that. Then another man is walking through the forest. They're collecting roots and things like that. They found that baby. He brought it home. That man is a Muslim man. That family, the man and wife, they're young Muslims. And they raised him as their child. Then one day, when Baba is 5, 6 years old, their kids are playing marbles, like with the rocks, things, playing marbles. And there's one boy there. He's a Brahmin boy. He lost all his marbles to Baba. Then he went to his home and he got off the altar, he got a shivalingam. Their deity in that home is a Shiva. They have a shivalingam there. Then he got that so that he could play marbles, so that he could win back his marbles. Then he's playing with that and he lost it to Baba. Then he said, oh, please, he said, Baba, please don't take that. That's my, he didn't call him Baba. We don't know what his name is. He never told his real name to anybody. Please don't take that. That's my family deity. You cannot. Then Baba took that and he put it in his mouth. And at the time, with the tensions between Hindu and Muslim, those religions, this is early 1800s. It's extremely tense time. It's even worse. So a Muslim boy, even touching a shivalingam, much less swallowing that, it's a huge crime. And actually they wanted to kill him. When the boy ran to his parents, he told what happened. It's a big uproar in that village. And they came ready to kill that boy. It doesn't matter if he's 5 or 6. It's a Muslim boy touching Hindu god, like a sacred object. So they want to kill him. And then of course the mother and the Muslim community trying to protect the boy, but also the Muslim community is mad at the boy. They also want to, I don't know whether they want to kill him, but it's not a good thing. The mother takes him and she says, hey, what did you do? Tell me the story. What happened? What really happened? Give back that lingam. He's not spitting it out. Then he opened his mouth, and when she looked inside, then she saw like entire universe. Then she came out, okay, who are you? What's going on? Finally, they got the lingam back, and they decided that that boy has to be kicked out of the village. So they sent him to one Saint Venkusa, who is taking care of raising boys, training boys in spirituality. And he's another supreme soul. Baba Swami said he didn't have permission to talk on Venkusa's life, who that soul was. So other than that, his name was Venkusa and that he was Baba's guru, I really can't tell you much. Or Swami didn't share with us much about that. Then he raised Baba as a fakir, as a Muslim, training him like that. Of all the boys, Baba is the closest to Venkusa. He's all the time cleaning his sheets, making his room, making his fire, cooking his food, cleaning his dishes, packing his chilam, like all the time, just only taking care on Venkusa. Even though that master is training the boys in the scriptures and the Vedanta and the teachings, spiritual teachings. But Baba's never listening to that. He never cares about that. He's only taking care, like a seva, a selfless service. Then Swami said one day, Venkusa asked him, hey, you're never listening to my teachings. You're never attending the teachings. You don't remember anything that I ever, if he asked Baba, what did I say about this or this, Baba never has the answer because he's not listening to that. He said, hey, you're never following my teachings. He said, why is that? He said, I don't need the teachings. If I win your heart, then I'll have everything. And then Kusa was a little shocked. He was surprised. how you know that? How you know that? Baba said, one time you told that. I remember that. That one I'm doing. I love you so much, I only want to serve you. And then they became very thick. Swami said, if at a certain point, if Baba's not there, Venkusa won't eat. Hey, where's Baba? I have to call him Baba. We don't know his real name, but let's just say it's Baba. Hey, where is Baba? Then, once Baba comes, then only he'll eat. And the other boys in that shala got very jealous, very jealous. So, now they're like teenagers. They want to make a plan to kill him. They made a plan to kill him. Next time they're out in the forest gathering firewood and gathering the articles for the pujas and things, they encircled Baba, then they had one brick and they smashed his head to kill him. And it cracked his skull open. At the time, Venkusa is in his meditation. When they hit him, Baba screamed, Venkusa, Guru, like that. Then Venkusa saw everything. Then immediately that brick started flying in the air around to protect him, and even going after the boys. They all ran away. Then Baba came back, he's bleeding, his head is broken open, and Venkusa, he knows everything. He said, hey, what happened to you? Baba said, nothing happened. It's a little accident in the forest. Then his master so touched. Then he took his, I think this is in the Sai Satcharitra. Baba told this story. Then he took his own shirt, he tore that, then he tied it on Baba's head to stop the bleeding. Then he gave him that brick. He said, every night you have to sleep only on this brick. Like a guru's order, they don't explain why, just you do. Then if you do it, then you'll know why later. But his whole life, Baba's only sleeping on that brick as a pillow. Even in Shirdi, they saw, he's always giving some priority to that brick. It wasn't until much later that he told about the brick, when someone dropped it. He's always wrapping it, keeping it in the corner. It's a brick. It's like, Then, why Swami told that about the brick. We know the story about the brick. I think it's generally devotees know that about Baba. But in the channels, in the energy channels, call it yogic channels, why his master gave him that brick means, and actually part of his teaching to us, he puts the question, why is he making Baba sleep on a brick? Then who's there at the time, we discussed hours and hours, all day, 1 day, 2 days. Then we give our answers to Swami. Then he would be satisfied with some or not satisfied with others. We would take those, then we would go discuss again. He called it grinding. We're grinding the knowledge, we're trying to understand. We have to make some effort to make the knowledge our own, rather than just always being fed. Finally, what's the conclusion? We got some points, and Swami told all the 5 elements is needed to make the brick. The fire, the water, the air, the earth, to make the brick. That brick, when the boys use that, cracking his skull, making the blood come out, like a tragedy moment. How it also touched his guru's heart when he got like almost killed, but he's not blaming his fellow students. He's just simply saying it's a little accident. How his master is so touched that he took that brick on the moment, that energy, then he made that as a power object. He blessed that, then he gave that to him, then he gave that order. Go, you only sleep on that brick. In the inner mechanism means he's sleeping his head every night. It means he's connecting to his guru through that brick. His guru is able to connect to him through that brick, to his consciousness, to command on his soul. to bless him. Like that, there's a lot of unbelievable depth, beautiful, fragrant stories about Baba. Even though he died in 1918, there's a lot of books you can find. I'm not sure in America, maybe some are being translated now. Definitely the Sai Saturitra is the story about Baba, of the people that were around him. But there's also books after, starting in the 30s, 40s, 50s, devotees writing. At the time, now we write books kind of to be famous, for people to know our name, but at the time they're just passing on so people understand and know the gift to humanity kind of thing. They're carrying, hey, this happened, just to let people know. And a lot of stories, hundreds and thousands of stories of Baba coming in people's lives. Sometimes they don't know who he is. They have no idea who he is. Just they'll see him and some guy showing up, some form doing something. Then later, they'll see a photo. Hey, who is that? Then they find out it's Shirdi Baba. In his life, he's almost unknown completely. Shirdi is a tiny, like hamlet. Just a few houses. He came a little famous in the area in the last 10, 12 years of his life, but he lived here like 50 years. Nobody knows his real name. Nobody knows where he came from. They don't know if he's Hindu or Muslim. He's celebrating both. He doesn't care their religions. He always told, stop fighting. God is one. God is one. And like that, unbelievable miracles, healing miracles, messages, information. He's such an amazing divine soul on this planet. He lived his life totally in service of others. And if you hear that story, you understand he's an incarnation of the Shiva. One incarnation of the Shiva. He's told, no one can come to Shirdi without my permission. Without his permission, you cannot come here. If he wants you to come here, you'll come here. It doesn't matter if you have money, you don't have money. It'll happen like that. I've seen it practically in my life, 20, 25 years. Many people hearing that story. They wanted to come, they didn't think they could come. All of a sudden, someone, without asking, someone gives them a check. Someone gives them some money. Someone leaves them something. Exactly the amount they need, they can come. So Baba gave one statement, whenever I can call my devotees to me like a bird with a string tied to its foot. It's not a big deal. I hope you'll give yourself the blessing of walking on this land. As soon as you walk here, as soon as you enter Dwarkamai, even just being here, even you know him or you don't know him, it means in your soul level, you're connected to him forever and ever. You'll receive that blessing forever and ever. Sadguru means they look after the soul through the lifetimes until the soul reaches back to the divine. Guru means they take care of you, giving you the enlightenment this lifetime. Sadguru means that soul, until your soul reaches back to the divine, they're taking care, they're helping, they're lifting you. That is Shirdi Sai Baba. Namaste.